What's up, everybody? Phil Stiefel here at Beard and Knowledge and from Trending in the AM right here on DSM Media. I've got your 2022 NFL running back rankings for your fantasy football drafts. You're going to be getting ready for your fantasy football draft soon. Watch this video. Make sure you like it and hit subscribe. Go back and check out my 2022 quarterback list, which is already on the DSM YouTube page. We're going to have a wide receiver list as well, a tight end list, and all the different information you need to get yourself prepared for fantasy football draft. Let's hope none of the DSM guys are watching these videos and prepping for the team DSM draft. I don't want to give away all my information, but we got to do what we got to do there to help out Team DSM and put out some quality videos here. So, real quick, before we get into my rankings, I just want to give everybody a little bit of advice here. Everybody seems to have different ways of doing their drafts. I just want to remind people running back, running back, running back. I don't care if it's a PPR league or not. You always draft those running backs early. I hate, and it breaks my heart when I see people taking Patrick Mahomes 3 or Devontae Adams 4 or Travis Kelce 6. No, running back, running back, running back. That's how you draft. That's how you build your teams. That's all there is to it. It's so simple, but yet so often messed up. All right, so we're going to dive right into my top 20 running backs this season. Not going to give you a lot of information on all 20, but we're going to touch on a lot of different information here. So again, like this video, hit subscribe, and don't forget to check out the other videos. All right, let me pull this up on the screen. All right, we got a little slideshow going here. So 20 on the list: Eagles, Miles Sanders. I just don't know what to do with Miles Sanders. There's a running back by committee in Philly. I don't know how much confidence people have. He's got a fumble problem, injury issues. Miles Sanders could easily jump up. He's got the talent to be a top 5 running back. Just the Eagles and Miles Sanders haven't put it all together. David Montgomery from the Bears. The Bears are a train wreck. I'm not buying any Bears this year, but he's still got some talent, and someone's going to have to score some points on that team. So 19 for him. 18, the Terminator, James Conner. He's in Arizona. Dude, he had less yards than Miles Sanders in 3 more games last year. He's just beat up. He's not a bad third option if you can get him. Ezekiel Elliott to one of the 2 or 3 head cases. I'm not sure what to think about him this year with the Cowboys. He could easily be a top 10 guy. This is pretty much it for him. If he can't figure it out and put together, stay healthy this year and put some pretty strong games together, we might see the end of Ezekiel Elliott and feed me more. Josh Jacobs with the Raiders. I love Josh Jacobs as a running back, but adding Devontae Adams to that offense is just going to totally take some touches away from somebody. I see them getting taken away from Josh Jacobs. Derek Carr's a dark horse for me for MVP this year with Devontae Adams. So it's going to affect the running game. Leonard Fournette, last year he wasn't the number 1 featured back right away in Tampa. We don't know what's going on with Tampa Tom. Gronkowski retiring. Evans banged up last year. Chris Godwin's going to be injured to start the year. Leonard Fournette's going to get a lot of touches early in the season. Plus, he likes to find that end zone. I like Leonard Fournette in the second, third round this year. Alvin Kamara, dude, he's like the number 3 or 4 on a lot of people's list, but there's a lot of question marks whether he's going to be suspended or not. So he's just coming down my list a little bit because I like some other guys. You know, when unless you get the number 1 overall pick, and that risk reward, you're going to have to take a certain person number 1 overall. Last year, I took Christian McCaffrey number 1. He got hurt for a lot of the year. It's a risk you got to take. Alvin Kamara, I don't think it's worth the risk with the suspension to draft him in the top 5. I think you can get better value there. Man, if he's there at 10 or 11 in my draft, it'll be hard to pass on him. I know he won't be there, which is great because that means some of these other guys will slide down the board to me. But if you're smart and you got like a 4th or 5th pick in a draft, even 7th or 8th, you might want to consider passing on Alvin Kamara. Saquon Barkley at 13. That might be the steal of the draft is whoever gets Saquon in the 2nd or 3rd round. If he's healthy, man, he showed a little glimmer at times at the end of last year. He was coming back from an injury last year, playing on an awful Giants team. Brian Daboll's got that Giants team doing better, or hopefully doing better for New York fans' sake. Saquon Barkley might be a steal of the draft if you get him in late in the 2nd round. DeAndre Swift, I love what the Lions are doing. The Lions are going to be a surprise team, not a surprise playoff team per se, but they might win 7 or 8 games, and it's going to be behind DeAndre Swift, especially if he can stay healthy. Javonte Williams, 11. He'd be higher on the list if Melvin Gordon still wasn't in Denver, but you're still not sure until we actually see a couple weeks of the season. We're not sure what the split's going to be there in Denver running back-wise. So Javonte Williams might have more upside, but I'm gonna stick with what I know. Joe Mixon, 10.
I mean, he's as surefire as they come there. 10, the Bengals Super Bowl, runners up last year. Antonio Gibson. I'm hoping Antonio Gibson is who we thought he was last year. You kept hearing that they were going to use Antonio Gibson like Christian McCaffrey, CMC, and it didn't happen. He barely touched the ball. Carson Wentz now in Washington. Maybe the last chance for Carson Wentz in Washington gives Antonio Gibson a little life. He's kind of in that Miles Sanders role, catches the ball out of the backfield, big home run hitter type guy. Big things there. Aaron Jones 8, Green Bay, Devontae Adams gone. Who's going to get those touches? You're going to see a lot of Aaron Jones, especially early on with Aaron Rodgers and that Green Bay offense. Love Aaron Jones this year. Nick Chubb's another guy. We're doing this video here mid-July. When we get to draft time at the beginning of August, got to monitor that Deshaun Watson situation. If he's suspended for 6, 8, 10 games the whole season, Nick Chubb shoots up this list massively. He might even hit top 3 or 4. He's still a great running back. But Deshaun Watson's playing week 1, Nick Chubb falls down to 7. Najee Harris, 6, Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, Mitchell Trubisky. Who's the guy they drafted? I don't even know which one. Kenny Pickett. Is what's his name? Mason Rudolph still there? Who knows what's going on there? I feel bad for Najee Harris. I feel bad for Deontay Johnson. I feel bad for Chase Claypool. Pat Freemuth even. No quarterback situation there in Pittsburgh. But you still got a great head coach. You got a great system there. He's going to get a lot of touches, and he's going to be a fan. If he's there at 5 or 6, Najee Harris is my guy. Number 5 and 4. We're going to group actually 2, 5, and 4. Group them all together. But Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry at 4, 5. If these guys play 16, 17 games, they're going to be 1, 2 on the list. Hell, if they play 15 games, they might be 1, 2 on this list. But there's always going to be injury concerns. Derrick Henry, no A.J. Brown for Ryan Tannehill to throw to. More touches for him. He's going to get worn down. That guy's just getting tired. Dalvin Cook, the guy, he's going to miss time. But it's still worth grabbing these guys in the top 5. Because even if they play 12 or 13 games, they're going to put up a crap ton of points for you. Austin Eckler, 3. He's not 1 or 2 just because that offense is going to throw the ball a ton. And he's going to catch the ball in the backfield. But Keenan Allen's going to get the ball. Mike Williams, Justin Herbert's going to spread that ball around massively there in L.A. So Austin Eckler, 3. Christian McCaffrey falls 1 spot from last year. He was the number 1 guy last year. I took him number 1 overall. I do not regret taking Christian McCaffrey number 1 overall, even though he got hurt. Regret none of it. I still took 3rd place in the DSM Fantasy Football League, even with losing him for massive amounts of the season. There's always pivots you can make, and I'm going to be doing videos every single week. Yo, these guys are injured. These are the guys you should be picking up. These are the guys that are low owned across the board. Pick them up for your bench. I'm going to be doing videos of that every single week. As long as you're smart about it. I took Cordell Patterson off a waiver wire after week 1. He filled in magically for Christian McCaffrey last year. There's always ways to get around the injury bug. So you just take those sure things at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you deal with the consequences later. My number 1 running back, obviously, because I haven't said his name, Jonathan Taylor, Colts running back. Last year, 1,811 yards, 18 touchdowns, rushing the ball, 2 more touchdowns, catching the ball, 40 catches, 360 yards. People don't realize how many balls he caught out of the backfield. 40 catches for a guy that rushed for 1,800 yards is a lot of touches. Over 21, almost 2,200 all-purpose yards last year. It's basically going to be the same thing. I put up some random projections here. See maybe a few more touchdowns. You got Matty Ice, Matt Ryan. Maybe might not throw some games away. They might be in the season a little bit longer. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in Indy up there with Matty Ice under center. But I just expect a heavy dose of Jonathan Taylor all season long. You lock it in right now. If you get the number 1 overall pick, you do not need your full time. You just go up there, you put his name on the board, and you don't think twice of it. You just don't. Jonathan Taylor should be the number 1 player. It should be 1.1. There should be no, his average draft spot. It shouldn't be like 1.3 or 1.4. It should just be 1. Every single person. Unless you've got a funky league like the Scott Fishbowl like I'm in, and it's quarterback heavy, tight ends get bonus points, etc. Unless you're in some funky league. Jonathan Taylor, number 1 in every normal fantasy football league. That is my top 20 for fantasy football this year, for running backs this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, do me a favor, like this video, hit subscribe. That way you don't miss any of the other videos I do. And you want to check out Trending in the AM every Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. right here on DSM Media. The live show, whatever's trending in sports and in Philly, that's what we talk about. You want to check that out as well. If you got any fantasy football questions ever throughout the season, hit me up on Twitter at Beard and Knowledge. If you want to comment on this video and your thoughts on this video, send me a message on Twitter at Beard and Knowledge. Tag me in it. I'll answer everything. I'll take the criticism, whatever you've got to say. I will. If you want advice when your draft is coming up, hit me up on Twitter at Beard and Knowledge. Again, like this video, subscribe. Thank you very much for your time today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you for the next one for wide receivers, or go catch the quarterback one that's on the DSM YouTube page. You don't want to miss any of them. I'm giving out all this great information. I'm helping you guys get set and prepped for your fantasy football seasons this year. Yo, everybody have a great day. And yo, go Birds.